maybe kind of similar to last week. Y'all got off to that hot start tonight, and offense just kind of struggled at times. Just what were you kind of seeing? What were the issues at times on drives?
I thought guys executed at a pretty high level throughout the night. Honestly, starts with me. Thought I didn't really execute to my standard, so pretty disappointed about that. Big shout out to our defense for playing the way that they're playing and getting us the ball back to give us more opportunities. So, we got to clean stuff up.
One of Dayton's catches kind of went viral during the game. Were you able to see that one as it happened? And what did you think of his day? And what does he mean to this team?
Yeah, I mean, he was absolutely rolling. He's got burners on him. So, I know now I can put it out a little bit farther. But, an incredible catch by him. He's just a huge spark for our team. Can do so many different things. He's like a slot but has outside receiver capability. So, he's very talented at what he does, and he's a huge part of our offense.
Jaxson, you guys are 7-1 now. You getting ready to play Texas A&M with kind of the stakes getting higher and higher each week. Do you sort of sense this team's prepared to make the kind of run that you guys weren't able to do last year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is why we all came here. So, the standard is to do everything that we can to go 1-0 each and every week and live in the moment, not get too far ahead of ourselves, and just stay consistent each and every week and keep the same mindset.
I know this time of the season everybody's is banged up to a degree. What's your health situation at this point?
I'll be good.
Jaxson, kind of going off the 1-0 each week mentality, but I know you kind of hold yourself to a very high standard. Lane holds the program to kind of that high standard as well. And you guys are doing that week-to-week mentality. But based on this 4-game win streak and how successful y'all have been, do you think you've kind of seen anything specifically throughout this last month that makes you think, okay, maybe we can reach these standards that we have for this program?
Like I said, we brought in a lot of guys from the transfer portal. I came in last year and our focus coming in here was to win and to play it on the biggest stage at the highest level against the best teams and win those games. So, quite honestly, we've kind of had this vision from the off season, and so I wouldn't say we're like getting too far ahead of ourselves, but it's definitely something that we can feel good about, but at the same time, it's something that we can't feel satisfied, and we all got to really understand the big reason why we came here, and that's to win the national championship.
Jaxson, aside from the slow start in the second half, it seems like this was the first time on this winning streak that your team was able to have a little bit of breathing room during the game. Just take me through what it's like in that first half offensive performance to get that cushion room going into the second half.
Yeah, well, our defense is playing at an elite level, so it's really nice to have that cushion. Like I said earlier, I felt like because of the offense's little lull that we had, I felt like a large part of that was because of me. So I just feel like I got to clean that stuff up and put our guys in the best situation to get the ball to the playmakers.
Jaxson, I remember kind of in the summer you were talking about taking a trip this offseason, bringing some of your weapons out to California to train with them. Now you're 8 games in. Can you feel the impact that kind of those efforts had?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we haven't, like, as a whole room, it's not like we've had a ton of time with each other. It's not like we've been playing with each other for a really long time. A lot of us, like me and Trey, like this is our first year playing together, and then everybody else, it's our second year playing together. So, definitely that extra work that you get outside the facility of, getting timing down and stuff like that plays a huge role into the season. And, I think it's definitely paid dividends to, taking the extra time out of, our free time to get that work in.
Looking at what your defense was able to do tonight, 5 sacks for the defensive line, one of the top pass rushes in the country. Speaking as a quarterback, I guess what does that do to an opposing quarterback from your perspective? What kind of damage does that cause?
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough. It speeds things up for you. I think a lot of times when you start to get hit a lot, you kind of get those feelings of, the clock running down, of how much time you have in the pocket, and it definitely affects the opposing quarterback. And, I think it showed that, the more pressure that you get, quarterbacks are going to make mistakes, and we were able to come up with 2 interceptions. So I thought a huge part of that was because of the pressure that we put on him.
How would you evaluate what you saw from Jordan Watkins today?
I mean, it's pretty incredible that he's able to play this quickly out of surgery. Just says a lot about him. I was hoping that, he could have got a little bit more of some cheers when they announced his name as a starter, because it really means a lot for the team, means a lot for me that he's willing to put himself out there when he's nowhere near 100% with his hand, and kind of just grind it out and put the team first, and it just says a lot about him and what he's about.
Tight ends, I don't think tight end had a catch tonight. How do you go about, I guess, getting them more involved if you think that would be better for the offense going forward?
Yeah, well, I missed Hudson on a touchdown earlier in the game, so that would have been a big play. But it's a week-to-week thing. You kind of have guys like D Wade, where he might have a few slow games, and all of a sudden he lights up. It's hard to predict when guys are going to have a really big game versus have a little bit slower of a game. But I think a big part of their role is how great they are in the run game as well. They said a lot of. I said this last week. You saw how our run game started off this year without pre-scoring, and even when Hudson got hurt, and then they came in, and you look at how electric our run game is now. So they do a lot of really great things that doesn't really shine as much in the spotlight. But they're also great in the pass game too. So I definitely think we can use them a little bit more. But definitely like that earlier target in the game that was on me, and that should have been a touchdown. Appreciate it.